So the goal with the Romanian deadlift, or RDL, especially when we're talking about rehab and performance, is to intentionally put some load and some stress onto your hamstring and hamstring tendon, all right? This is very useful, especially in later stages of rehab. And what we want to make sure that we're doing is, number one, feeling comfortable with the hip hinge. And when I say hip hinge, what I mean is being able to push hips back and to drive them back as the primary movement, as opposed to lower back and back bending forward. This should be a primarily movement driven by the hips. We want to make sure we're doing that. Number two, what we want to make sure that we do is accept a little bit of discomfort and pain, because when you are reloading a tendon, especially when there's been some irritation or strain to that muscle in the past, you can almost guarantee that your muscle's probably just going to be a little bit sensitive to a movement like this. Recognize that, number one, that's okay, but what I generally tell clients is let's keep that pain number below a 3 out of 10. And what that means is if 10 were, I can't do one more rep, I need to go to the emergency room, 0 is no pain at all. We want to try to keep the discomfort below a 3 out of 10. So there are a lot of tools out there that we can use for a Romanian deadlift. One of my favorites is to use a kettlebell. Now you can do this with a whole host of other things, dumbbells, trap bars, you can use a barbell, obviously. However, what we're going to do today is show you the kettlebell version of the Romanian deadlift. Now, as we mentioned first, our goal is to primarily make this a hip-driven movement, meaning that the thing I want you thinking about is nothing other than just pushing your hips back as far as you can while maintaining balance in your feet. It's very, very easy to push your hips back and kind of stumble. We don't want that. What we would like is lowering the bell directly towards the in-between spot, in between your laces on your shoes, to push your hips back as far as you can. Most of us will run out of room somewhere. Our hamstrings will get tight, and right at that point, we're going to think about simply pushing our butt forward and our hips into the kettlebell to get to the top of that movement. Again, nice and slow and controlled on the way down, pulling it back up like that.